Today I will show you how to knit a pumpkin to decorate your home for Halloween. First, make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position. Raise 30 needles on the front bed of the machine and arrange them in 1-to-1 division. Set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 1. Set the back lock to GX and insert the black strippers. Move the lock to the right and take the waste yarn. Now knit one row. Raise the rest of the needles on the front bed. Tap on them to tighten the yarn and increase the stitch size to 4. Knit one row to finish the cast on and increase the stitch size to 5. Tap on the needles to tighten the yarn and knit 20 rows with the waste yarn. Don't forget to support me by liking the video. Clear the row counter and set the front lock to BX. Now take the main color yarn. Lower the front bed and attach weights to the waste yarn. Now raise the front bed and raise pushers under all needles in working position. Knit 2 rows. Clear the row counter, we are ready to knit the first wedge. Put 9 pushers on left in resting position and knit 1 row. Now put 9 pushers in resting position on the right and knit 1 row. Raise 1 pusher on the opposite side of the lock and knit 1 row. Repeat these steps until you raise all pushers. For this pumpkin you have to raise or lower pushers always on the opposite side of the lock. By the way, don't forget to tell me, do you celebrate Halloween in your country? In my country most people don't celebrate it. We are almost ready. 1 wedge is equal to 20 rows. To make this pumpkin you have to knit 10 wedges in total. Set the front lock to N and take the waste yarn. Now knit 20 rows. Leave the eyelet in the color changer or take an empty one. Take off the weights and slide the lock to remove the knitting from the machine. Now it should look like this. We have to turn it inside out and sew both ends together using the Kitchener stitch. Don't skip forward, it will take me only 1 second to sew it. Now it's sewn. At this point we have to knit the stem. Make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position. The lock is set to N, the stitch size to 5, the black strippers are inserted and the machine is threaded with the main yarn for the stem. Raise 1 needle on the front bed and knit 1 row. Now raise 1 needle on each side of the first one and knit 1 row. Lower the front bed and attach a weight in the center. Pull the weight hanger down so it is not in the way of the strippers. Now knit 6 rows. Raise 1 needle on the left side and knit 3 rows. Now raise 1 needle on the right side and knit 3 rows. Each time you have to raise 1 needle on the opposite side of the lock and knit 3 rows. Repeat these steps until you have a total of 13 needles in working position on the front bed. The lock must be on the right side of the machine and the row counter must be at 38 rows. Then knit 2 rows more. Now take the yarn from the lock and cut it. Thread it into the double-eye bodkin tool, take off the weight and sew off the stitches. Start from the right side and take all stitches to the left. Remove the weight hanger and pull the tail to hide the loop. It should look like this. Pick all stitches in a circle and pull the yarn to close the bottom of the pumpkin. Then hide the yarn tail. To fill the pumpkin, I will use wadding. Did you remember where I get this wadding from? Yes, exactly, I get it from the Taught winter jacket. I will cut it into small pieces so it will be easier to fill and shape the pumpkin. Now I will close the top the same way. Tell me how you decorate your house for Halloween. After you gather the top part, use the same yarn tail to sew the stem. It will look like this. If your stem doesn't stay in shape, you can use thin metal wire to shape it as you like. And that's the final result. Have a spooky Halloween and see you in my next video.